There we go. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Well, this is the Working Title Experience, episode number 32, and I have Lau with me this afternoon. How are you doing today, Lau?
I'm all right. You know, a little tired because I've been extremely busy, but I'm hanging in there.
So, what's going on in your life? Is there anything you could tell us our listeners, my viewers, your listeners and viewers would like to know?
Yeah, I have been extremely busy with a secret project, yet another secret project, a film project. Okay, it's not that much of a secret, and but I feel like this is a project that nobody knows it's is coming. But it's basically been consuming basic my everyday life. I don't really have much of a life right now, um, because I'm just working every day on it. And but it's a lot of fun. I feel like I'm falling in love with filmmaking in a whole new way, all over again. And I have a lot of ideas and plans, and yeah. And other than that, just kind of, you know, the usual. But yeah, how about you, Zoom?
Well, things are very busy for me. I recently had a new radio station want to take service from me, so I have to write up a new agreement with them. But I'm not too sure if they're going to take the service. They contacted me about a year ago, and they wanted me to do traffic for a station in Norfolk,
Mm-hmm.
Virginia. And then they never got back to me. So I'm not sure if they're serious this time. Now they want me to do traffic for them in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm like, okay. And they contacted me this past I forget when, Wednesday or so, and
Mm-hmm.
they this time I'm going to write up the agreement and see if they actually go through with it. So it's not an annoying thing. It's just kind of like it distracts from other things I have to do because I get kind of like you. I'm very busy with my work and everything. So
Yeah.
and when something gets distracting, it's like, well, should I take it
Oh, I can't hear
if
you.
it goes through, it'll be pretty good. Oh, are you there? Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
I lost you for a second, but we're good.
Cool. But no, I gotta say that what you're doing is work of love. I can tell. So I mean, I know. I really, I hope that what when you're finished with this, is this going to be made public on your channel?
Yes, on my film channel. Yeah, I'm trying to, I guess, promote and publish as much as I can on that channel, because I feel like that is the channel that I want to like dedicate myself to the most. And I guess I want people to pay the most attention to most, for obvious reasons, you know. Um, but yeah, I also have another video coming soon on that channel, which I think people, at least people who watch my videos in general, will like, because um, I don't like to give away too much, because like I like surprising people. Um, but yeah, I definitely pour my heart, soul, blood, sweat, tears, everything into my projects. I have to be careful not to overdo it, because I have had times in my life where I've burnt myself out to the bone.
Yeah,
And so, yeah.
that's you're a very talented person. I said that before.
Oh, thank
So
you.
and I definitely would wait. Anything that you bring up, I would definitely like to watch, and I would definitely like to promote on my channel, so my viewers can see what you're doing as well. So, I
Thanks.
the I as far as when I do videos, I cannot relate, but my videos are primarily just gaming videos right nowadays. So
Hmm.
I moved. You don't really do the gaming videos that much anymore. Is that right?
I would like to do them more often. I feel like I still need to get stuff to start streaming. I literally just need to get a cable. I've been that busy that I can't even go online and buy a cable. Um, but yeah, I need to get an adapter, because I have an Ethernet cord, and that's really the only thing that's keeping me behind, like away from streaming. And I feel like if I start streaming, I can definitely be more consistent with my game channel. Um, but in terms of like pre-recorded videos that are later edited, It's not that I don't have time for it. I definitely can make the time, but I'm just so focused on my films right now that I don't really feel like making game videos. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I can actually relate. I'm getting to a point where I want to pull back onto the gaming videos myself, and I'd like to do
Oh,
something more
really?
creative. Yeah, like what you're doing. I
Nice.
mean, yeah, uh,
Awesome.
the gaming videos are one thing. It's just people keep on commenting about the fact that I've been playing this one of the games for 16 years now, San Andreas. So
Right.
oh, actually 15 years. I bought the game in September of 2006, and if you go
Wow.
back, you see my videos going back to 2007. There's just basically it's nonstop. San Andreas, San Andreas, San Andreas. So
And I'm sorry, keep going.
no, that's it. It was just I people keep on asking, "Were you going to play something else?" And occasionally I do, and they don't watch the newer videos. They just go back to the San Andreas
Yeah.
videos. So
Yeah, same goes for my channel. I'm doing Star Wars right now, and I'm just gonna be flat out honest. The videos do not get like that many views at all. I mean, maybe for some people, getting 100 views on a video is like, wow, you got 100 views. But for me, it's something that unless you're in my position, you're not gonna understand. Like a YouTuber position, like when you get a lot of views and then you get less, it's almost like you get desensitized to it. You know what I mean?
the
And
so
so
yeah, explain you when you're saying when you get too many views. What explain that again? Because I think I missed something there.
So when you grow an audience, and let's say you get 100, then 500, then 1,000 subscribers, and your videos start to climb in views, you begin to like get desensitized to what used to be exciting. So
Mm.
like if the idea of getting 100 subscribers and like 50 views on a video was exciting to you, once you get 500 subscribers and I don't know, a couple hundred video views per video, the thought of getting 100 views or 50 views is not as exciting as it used to be, and in turn becomes kind of like, oh, that's kind of a failure. The video didn't get as many views. And I saw this the other day because I showed somebody my channel, and I had just posted my film channel announcement, and I think it had like 200 or 300 views, I don't know. And the first thing he said was like, wow, your video was posted 2 days ago and it has 300 views. And I was like, uh, yeah, because to me it's normal, you know? But to
Right.
another person, it's like, wow, that's so awesome. And I kind of envy them. I wish I could feel that.
I will say I can agree. I can relate to that because about in 20, I want to say 2008, I was at work one day, and my channel was relatively new. And I showed one of my coworkers one of the videos I'd uploaded, and it had 19 views on it. And I was like, oh wow, it got 19 views. And I was
Yeah.
like really excited about that.
Yeah.
And he looks at me like, what are you talking about? That's hardly anything, but to me, I was like, wow, I got 19 views. I couldn't believe 19 people actually looked at my video. So, and nowadays, like
Bro,
19
yeah.
views is like, you're right. I'm desensitized to it because I hardly even think about it. So,
I mean, your videos have got like you have some with like millions of views, right?
yeah, yeah. And I don't
That's
understand.
nuts.
I don't understand that because it's not consistent. Sometimes the videos will get like a whole bunch of views like that, and other ones will just stay like a few thousand, and that's it. So,
Yep.
and then my bully videos, the ones I've been, the ones you've been helping me with, the
Oh,
I only get like on those I only get like maybe 500 or so, and so
yeah.
they're pretty low. So I don't think people my viewers like bully as much for some reason. So
Well, the thing is, when I started my channel, and I remember doing the bully videos, and I even have a screenshot of like when I posted the final story mission. So I was like already like at least halfway through the walkthrough, if not over halfway through it. And the final story mission video, the screenshot shows it was like posted 1 hour ago and had 5 views. So it just goes to show that, when I was actively doing that series, nobody was watching it. Like maybe like 4 people per video. I would get excited if a video would reach like 16 views. I was like, oh my gosh, 16 views. Um, but it's just crazy to now look at the series and see like the playlist alone has almost 200,000 views. it's ridiculous. What the heck?
Well, yours is one of the only when I do a general search, yours comes up near the top. So YouTube is promoting your bully videos. So just to let you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because I was one of the first. I was the first person, I think, to do 100% completion guide, and
and
YouTube favors that.
oh really? Okay, I didn't. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
because the older the video is, I'm sorry, the older the video is, the more it is promoted. I don't know why, but I've noticed that with other YouTubers as well.
Before we go too far, Dream Smasher sent you a message, by the way. It says, "Wow, your channel
Oh,
is mainly from Discord." Then he corrects himself and says, "Your channel views, I mean." So, and then he says, Kofferman sends his regards. I'm not sure who that is. Kofferman. Do you know who Kofferman is?
oh, I think so.
So, if you know, I'm not sure who Dream Smasher is. Dream Smasher is not
I don't
one of
know
my.
either.
So, well, thank you, Dream Smasher. So,
But yeah,
the
I used to have a Discord, but I kind of don't really use it anymore because I feel like I always, I don't know, I'm not good with social media.
the I had a few of my viewers say I should get a Discord, and is it? I mean, is it really? I've never even looked into it. I mean, is it basically just like a forum of sorts? How does that even work? I'm not even sure.
Discord, I have yet to understand it myself, but it's almost like a server. It's like a place where you can make your own server and people can join, and it's very customizable, but I tried to get into it, but I really just don't understand it. And, you know, a lot of people helped me in the process, but in the end, I just kind of felt like, you know, I'd rather just stick to what I know, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, I created an actual forum one time, and nobody even signed up for it, so I just gave up on it. So I didn't actually promote it that much either. So he says Context Kofferman helped her make a Discord server, and she deleted it.
That's
Oh,
actually not what happened, but I'll leave it there.
okay. Well, I wanted to do. We had a question that we asked last week for our audience. Do you remember what that was? I was trying to remember what that was.
Oh
You
yeah,
want?
we did like a channel community comment.
Yeah, it was something about. Was it about YouTube? Was it about YouTube in general? I said something. What kind of YouTube videos do you like? Was that what we asked?
Yeah, like what kind of niche?
Yeah, I'm bringing this up right now. Hold on a second. I couldn't remember the exact question. Here we go. You should be able to see that there.
Oh, there it is.
What is your no? Wasn't that one? No, wasn't that one? Let's see. Wasn't French fries? Wasn't new foods? Uh, no.
It
That's
was what kind of YouTube videos you watch.
yeah. Going down here. Oh, here we go. What is your favorite kind of YouTube video? There we go. Oh, we got a decent response. Oh, wow. Oh, this is pretty good for this channel. Lately it's
Oh,
wow.
nice.
You brought in the viewers on this one. 2,500 people participated in our vote on our forum here. Gaming videos came at number one. Next down, 11% with comedy, 6% with their choice, 5% with sports, and 3% with lore. All right, if I pronounced it right. So, wow. I'll see if I'll see if there's anything that really stands out here. Basically, food, gaming. A lot of people saying nothing that's really.
I mean, it makes sense seeing as your audience is gamers mainly.
Yeah, yeah. The YouTube. I don't know if you know how. I might have said this before. They will send these out to random people on their mobile devices as well. So some of these people are not actually my viewers. They could just be random people that YouTube sent these to as well. So, um, I'm not going to read all these. I'll just read the ones that are kind of long here. Bro, please play old games like Halo, IGI. What's IGI?
I don't know.
Prince of Persia. I'm not sure. Is there a game called Prince of Persia? If there is, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I used to have the HD collection, but I never played it to be honest.
See, we enjoyed your GTA San Andreas videos. Now it's time to check out of the older games. It goes back to the thing I said earlier. I've been playing the same game now for 15 years. So,
Yeah. What kind of videos would you like to do if you know,
oh,
do something else?
I like these talk videos I have with the different people I'm doing the interview stuff, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
if I had more time, I'd like to do more creative stuff. I used to do. I have a video of myself from way, way, way back in the day. I actually made a TV show. That it was on public
Nice.
access TV show. Public access. I can show you a bit of it later on if we have
All right.
time. But it's you can actually see me standing up and walking around and doing a little. Do you remember David Letterman?
I have seen very little videos of him,
Okay, I was doing my
but
image.
I know who is.
I was doing like a variation of David Letterman. So I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. Basically, myself, my best friend, who he and I've been friends since we were 10 years old, we did a talk show called Premium Theater, and the show was it was originally a radio show, and then what we did was we made it into a TV show. We only did 2 episodes. The second one never got aired, and the
Oh,
first one
nice.
did. It was a public, but like I said, it was public access. So it wasn't, very few people saw it. I did upload my video, my channel about 6 or 7 years ago. So, but that would, if I could do something like that again, I had the time. That took a lot of effort because we were in a studio. I had to pay for everyone, bring everyone food because it was in a
Wow,
long
that
shoot.
sounds like a big production.
Yeah, it was, and it took a lot of planning. We had some pre-recorded segments, and it took a lot of work. And doing that again would take too much time for me for what I'm doing right now. But if I could, I would go back to doing that kind of. It was mainly comedy stuff. So
I actually, it's funny. It's like you're like, oh, I'm stepping away from that, but in a way, and without giving too much detail, that's kind of the sort of thing that I want to step into. Um, in the future. Sorry about the dogs, by the way. They're running outside. Um, but yeah, like I really just, I don't know. I feel like I want to step into the world of storytelling, not necessarily comedy, because I don't feel like I'm very good at like I'm a funny person, but I feel like when it comes to writing comedy, you got to be like a little bit smarter than just being a clown. Like with comedic tactics and whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely more interested in like drama or stuff like that, I guess.
it's also highly subjective too. So what may be funny for some people is not for other people. I can tell you, my mother doesn't
Yeah,
really get my sense of humor sometimes, but my dad does. So
yeah, same actually. Yeah, same.
so
But yeah,
we got a comment from Visor. Is that what it
yeah, we have
says?
a lot of comments today compared to last time.
Yeah, you're really attracting the audience today. It says sometimes I'm what do I say? Sometimes I'm not sure. Wait a minute. I'm not sure if I should read some of these. Maybe I shouldn't read some of these. Yeah, let me be careful about what some of these say. So yeah, these may be somewhere in the questionable area. So I apologize for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna read these out loud. I'm not sure exactly what they're saying, so I'm gonna for now. Well, let's just skip the comments for now. So if there's anything
Yeah,
objection,
we gotta keep it so that we can monetize.
yeah,
Otherwise, YouTube demonetizes and stuff.
so,
So kind of is what it is. Creator life.
yeah. So, but as far as what you're doing is you wanted to eventually have the channel. You wanted to be just primarily doing the videos the newer videos, the movies. Is that correct? I'm not sure what the right word is. You want to use
You
documentary.
can use call them anything: videos, films, movies. Sometimes I call them films. Sometimes I call them videos. But yeah, I just feel like I work on the things that I'm most passionate about at the moment. Like for instance, a couple months ago, all I wanted to do was just gaming, and that's all I did. And now it's kind of like switched up, and all I want to do is film because I guess you could say I'm like in the honeymoon phase with film still. But that's also why I decided to break my channels into three, because that way, when I don't feel like doing film, I can just jump back into the gaming channel and have fun there, and vice versa. I don't have to worry about having to stick to one thing forever.
Now, as far as the three, I know you have your primary channel, which is Lao Plays, right? And
Yes.
then Lao, which is the newer one, which took the name of the former channel. And what's the other one? Is it the one with your friend? I'm not sure. Forgive me, I
Yeah,
forget his name. So
Riley. Well, his name
Riley,
is Andrew, but he goes by Riley.
Riley. Oh, Riley. Excuse me, Riley. So,
Yeah.
and as far as that goes, I mean, how long have you guys known each other? Is this like a long lasting friendship, or?
Yeah. We met, I think, 5 years ago. He's the one who keeps track of this sort of thing, like the dates and whatever. But yeah, we met like 5 years ago. He actually used to be one of my subscribers. He found me through the GTA 3 series, um, and he sent me a fan mail letter because at the time I was receiving fan mail, and he just sent me like this amazing letter, kind of just thanking me for my content and like kind of saying how much it helped him and inspired him and all this sort of thing. And yeah, I've received a lot of different fan mails, and some of them are extremely amazing, and some of them are kind of confusing. Some of them are kind of creepy. Um, but whenever I received one that was like, like Riley's, just very respectful, it just always it causes a great impression. And I don't remember exactly what I did, but somehow we ended up chatting over like social media, and eventually like we like exchanged phone numbers and everything, and we just became really good friends because he lives in New York, so he's quite far away. Um, and yeah, we've always kind of had like an internet. We actually met in person, like because I went to New York a couple of years ago to visit my family, and he drove out to meet me in person. And it was really interesting because I had never met a friend from the internet in person, and it was a gnarly experience, but it was in a good way. um, and yeah, like that, we were actually gonna meet up again because I was gonna go back to New York in 2020, but in summer of 2020, but that's when the pandemic hit and everything was just canceled. But the thing is, like, we always had like a friendship over the internet, like kind of like texting and whatnot. But then in the pandemic, we started to play a lot of video games together because we were both kind of locked in our homes, um, and he was working from home and I was doing school, and we were just kind of like, I guess, escaping reality through GTA Online, Red Dead Online, and we, I guess, grew closer as friends, and we started like toying with the idea like of making a passion project like together as buddies. And that's when we thought of the channel, and specifically a channel that was a non-hype gaming channel, that wasn't like all the channels that, or the gaming channels that you see nowadays, which are very like, I don't know if you know what I mean.
I mean,
um
you mean like the ones where they like almost like clickbaity kind of stuff, where
yeah,
the
like clickbaity, reaction videos, definitely made for kids a lot of the time, with like, or just extremely edited videos. Like, we wanted to make almost like a gaming channel for adults. It sounds I don't really know if that's the best way to put it, but just like a channel that's not trying to maintain viewer retention, like it's rather just trying to take its time, be calm, enjoy games, and just kind of more like a podcast, like a podcast with a video game in the background.
that's cool. And I that when I did my videos, I kind of take that same kind of mentality. I'm just showing myself playing games. I'm not really trying to do anything more exciting. Though, if I do discover something that's new that no one else has discovered, I'll try to promote it though. So, but aside from that, it's just me playing games and having fun. So that's
Yeah,
that,
exactly. Just very raw. I try not to edit them very much, but we do have split screens, so that's, I guess, the most editing I do in those videos, because he also records his screen. But we have a lot of fun. This channel has been a really fun project, and it's about to turn its first year anniversary now in December. So yeah, it's been really cool. Um, And I mean, what else can I say? Just the channel I think is really unique, and hopefully it'll keep growing.
Yeah, I hope so, and I would like to see that too, and maybe I can help you promote that too. I can maybe do some promotion on my end. Which channels do you want to promote the most, by the way? Is it your movie channel?
Definitely my film channel, I feel like, is my most important, I guess, project, but they all mean a lot to me in the same way. Like it's different for each one of them, but I guess the one that I pour the most amount of effort into right now is the film channel, even though it just has one video. But there's just the thing with film is like you may see a channel that's kind of empty, but behind the scenes, there's a lot going on. And I mean that just goes for any YouTuber, you know, like a lot of people sometimes don't understand why YouTubers cannot be more consistent, but it's simply because it's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. And especially with you, I mean, you're doing is there a lot of pre-production for what you're doing, or how does that work for that video that was on there? Is there any like storyboarding or anything like that?
um I have never well, I started using recently a bit of storyboarding, but I don't religiously stick to them. Like I draw out an idea for like a kind of sequence that I want to do so that I don't forget it. And when I kind of go back to, you know, when I produce that um, video, I kind of can go back to the initial idea that I had so that I can begin to, you know, evolve with it. But no, my films for the most part are kind of improvised. I mostly just, you know, the initial idea that I always get never turns out exactly the way that I thought of it, you know? Like starting small, originally I thought would be just like a short video of me, you know, helping out the homeless, but you know, I didn't plan for the cinematic sequence in the beginning or the interludes between each um, you know, kind of long sequence.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about
Um
if you heard a
oh,
noise
it's
there.
all
That was
right.
me. I apologize for that. It was I was trying to cue something up here to show you something, but go ahead. I
Oh,
was
it's all
listening.
right.
Yeah, we're good. I was queuing up a video for you to show you at the same time there,
Oh,
but go ahead.
okay, cool. No, I was just saying, like, I just try not to do too much planning because I feel like it makes the production a little bit too clunky. I want to leave room for, you know, I guess leave it a little open ended for interpretation because anything can change when it's time to film, you know, and in the editing room as well, you know. It's just but I generally always have like a couple ideas of specific things I want for the film, but the rest is just kind of like uncertain. Like I don't really know how it's going to turn out. Hopefully, it's going to look good, and you know, people like it.
And I don't want you to give away anything, obviously, that you want, because I know you said you like to have more of a surprise, I guess, is how
Yeah.
you said it. So, I hope I didn't put you on the spot by,
No, it's all
asking you.
right.
So, but I definitely will be looking forward to whatever this is. So,
Thank you. And I mean, I definitely am curious to see where you take your own projects. Because I definitely understand where you're coming from, like, you know, doing gaming for so long and kind of like feeling like you want to spice things up a little bit.
so I can give you an example now that I have it queued up here, so I can show you. This is like I said, this is a very 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 old video. So you can.
Okay.
This is the show that my friend and I did. That's my friend on the left. I'm on the right, getting ready to do my David Letterman type top 11 list. I call it. So David Letterman had the top 10 list. Mine was the top 11 list. So
These are the. Let me go, Mike. Here.
Wow, nice.
Here, catch. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
The top 11. I'll switch hands here.
Top 11 list.
The top 11
list.
reasons to listen to Rick and Trevor or automobile parts. Number 10. Thank you, Mr. Audio Man.
There's a lot of inside humor going on here. And it's unfortunate that the show was a lot of inside humor, so the jokes may not go over very well as if someone who was watching the show on a regular basis. So
Number 10.
Yeah, but I love the aesthetic.
Thank you, Mr. Audio Man, again. Hey, there we go. Yes. Number 9, Ball and Worm. Thank you, Mr. Audio Man. You're on the ball. I can see Ball and Worm.
You're the guy on the microphone?
yeah, that's me. Yes, that's I was wearing a hair bun long before hair buns were even fashionable. So
Who do I look
The
like?
man bun.
Not mentioning any
man
names.
bun, excuse me.
Brad. Oh, who do I look like?
Oh, holding a. Oh, yeah, yes, Reverend.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, Father. Lead me.
Number 8. To find out what the other 2 listeners are. Well, I'm sorry. The other people are watching.
Watching now as opposed to listening
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so confused.
or seeing, as it says over there on that little monitor.
Oh, there it is. Number
Nice.
7, Master Cylinder.
Who's the master?
Thank you. Number 6. What?
Never mind.
Ah,
Never
I'm
mind.
sorry.
It went over you.
Number 6. It keeps the flies away. Mr. Audio Man. Thank you.
So in the background, there's a control room in the back. The guy I keep on referring to as Mr. Audio Man is a guy named Chili D. He was a DJ that worked for. He and I worked together. He did a lot of DJ stuff. I was never a DJ, so to speak. He was like music DJ. I was more of a talk radio person. So I had him mixing everything
Nice.
together. And he was running the audio board. I forget the guy. I had a director in there. He was directing the cameramen. So we had like three individual cameramen. So that's why we're able to jump back and forth with that. And I forget what the name of the program is that shows the text, the font that came up. But it's an older program, but it was very similar to the way David Letterman did his top 10 list. So I was trying to emulate that.
Number 5. It's better than watching anything else on Channel 10. Yay, thank you.
It was our dig at Channel 10 because we were kind of angry at the people at Channel 10. So we were just trying to get a little bit of our frustration out on them. So
What year was this?
I would say 1993.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I told you it was a pretty old video.
No, thank you, Mr. Audio Man.
Mr. Audio Man.
You're having
His fingers just flying like all of that CD player. Man, I gotta hit that thing. Come on.
It was my idea to have the staircase in the background like that. I tried to make the set look as cheesy as possible. So that's part of the inside joke. We could have made it look a lot nicer, but I was purposely trying to make it look like it was just like we were in the back of like a warehouse or something. So
Mhm.
Number 4, oxidation converter.
I'm surprised he's able to keep up with you.
Hey, number 3, it makes cleaning the toe jam out of my toes more enjoyable.
Oops, you missed something.
Number 2, shock absorber. There we go. And the
Are
number
these
1
like car jokes?
it's a combination. So basically, half the answers are cars. That have to do with cars. The other have to do with why you should listen to our show, which was Premium Theater with Rick and Trevor. So it's a combination
Right.
of both. So you get half and half. So if David Letterman would do something similar, he would have this combination thing going on. So, but
Right.
this is the last
Watching,
joke right
number
here.
one.
Rick and Trevor.
Okay.
Number
Automobile parts. It's absolutely. I'm sorry.
absolutely free.
That was my fault.
It says absolutely free over there.
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to get to. It's absolutely free. I'm sorry, that was my fault, Mr. Audio Man.
There we go. So that was my stint to doing TV. That's about most I've ever done. So
No, thank you for sharing that. I mean, I think what I love the most about it is the aesthetic and of
really?
how it looks. Yeah, I've begun to really appreciate that sort of look. I mean, you would know because we've been talking about that sort of thing behind the scenes.
right. I kind of regret making it look the way I did in some ways. I was hoping to give it some sort of a not that we didn't care, but we were like we kind of just threw it together at the last second kind of a thing. I don't think it came across as well as I liked it to. I would have liked it
Yeah.
to. So, but
I mean, it was something you tried, right?
Yeah. The couple of questions before I go too
Yeah,
far.
I was gonna say there are some people in the comments who've asked some stuff.
Dream Smasher is coming back. He asked me what happened to Anne. Anne Marson was the person I did the original show with way back in December. She was the first person I had on the show. She decided she didn't want to do the show anymore. So she was doing her dancing thing. So she's not coming. She has not indicated she wants to come back. So and also asking what happened at Reliant Broadcasting. That's my business. That's still going on. So and a GTA 4 question. I tried obtaining I forget how to pronounce that vehicle.
Cognoscenti?
Okay. In GTA 4, when I was at the beginning of the game, is that possible? I don't even know if that's possible.
I don't
think
even
it-
remember what car that is.
I think
I
it's
don't
the
think I
big.
paid attention. I'm sorry, what?
I'm pretty sure it's like almost like the luxury, one of the big luxury cars, if I'm not mistaken. So
Right. I feel like with GTA 4, I didn't pay as much attention to all the little details like I did to the other games, the older ones, so I don't know as much.
And Eric says, I saw the channel. I'd rather you didn't edit the gaming, but that's just me. I think he's
Yeah, I
referring
wanted to ask, like, what did he mean by that? Because does he mean like not editing the videos,
I
like
think
just
it's
leaving them
possible.
raw?
Because maybe he's comparing to my videos because most of my videos are just basically me recording and I don't do any edits. So it's just I
Right.
start the game and go from beginning to end. Perhaps that's what he's saying. So, but it's everyone does everything differently. I enjoy watching
Yeah.
people who edit videos, and I just mine are just different. So I wouldn't. I think however you want to do it is how you want. Oh, here he goes.
Oh, yeah. He means like not editing the game videos so that they're more like raw. And honestly, that's my last gaming video. I didn't edit it that much, because I realized that I really wanted to go back to how I made my videos back in the day, where I would just cut out the parts that were too boring, like that I didn't speak for like 2 whole minutes or something. But other than that, I don't really. I mean, I color grade it so it looks prettier, but that's it. I don't chop it up to, because the main reason I would chop them up a lot was for audience retention, and because I felt like, oh, if I don't do this, they're gonna be like boring. But I don't know. I feel like I the minute you start to kind of sacrifice things for an audience, they start to not be as fun. So I just kind of stopped caring about audience retention and just doing what I felt I wanted to do. And yeah, and I mean, it seems like people enjoy it more that way, according to Eric.
Well, everyone has their different opinions.
Yeah, of course.
And the Dream Smasher asked what I made a channel for Anne. Yes, I did make a channel for Anne. She decided, since we weren't doing anything together anymore, I just didn't really do anything with it. So it doesn't really. She has her own channel. I think it's Kitty One or something. So I'm just to answer his question. So he's it says your Star Wars ones aren't chopped. So you don't edit your Star Wars videos?
I mean, yeah, I some of them were pretty edited, but I mean, if you saw the timeline of the edit, you would see just how edited they are. But now I've just kind of retracted on that, and I leave them as. I also don't. I also used to edit the music a lot because the music in that game is super copyrighted because it's like the John Williams, you know, orchestral pieces. I don't know what to call them in English, and obviously that's like a huge copyright strike.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really even make that much from those videos to begin with. I'll probably make a quarter from them, so it's just like, it's all right. I don't need to get paid from these.
So can I ask you, what do you do? I can tell you that I go through the editing process. For me, I do a lot of tight edits and reversals of the audio so it plays backwards, so that when it plays backwards, you can't get a copyright. But it's very time consuming, very tedious.
Yeah.
How do you get around it?
Well, in the case of the Star Wars ones, I would just lower the volume in the parts where the soundtrack would, be pretty obvious or too loud. So when I wouldn't speak or sometimes, some things like that. But when you're editing like 20 to 40-minute long videos, that's a lot of audio you have to, mix and lower the volumes, and a lot of keyframes and a lot of too much editing, and it's just too time consuming, and I don't enjoy it. I rather just keep things simple because it's more enjoyable that way.
Mm-hmm. The in my as far as what I do, unfortunately, when it comes to the cutscenes, like on San Andreas, there's nothing you can do except go through and do take the audio out and edit it a little bit and then put it back in. That's the only way I can get around it. Otherwise, I just try to keep the music off as much as possible. So, anyways, I says Stream Smasher says, anyways, I'm off. Thank you for being respectful. Okay, cool. And bye from New. Not sure what that says. And the rest of the Congo. Okay, I'm not sure what that word says there. So, but thank you, Dream Smasher. So, did you need to get out of here? I wasn't sure. Looking at the time here.
When did we start?
We started exactly 40 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should if there's one thing else you want to talk about before I go.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we ask the audience a question?
Yeah, the audience question.
Yeah, let me bring that back up here. So that way we have something.
Yeah, sorry, people. I wish I could stay longer, but I kind of have a tight day today.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so here we go. We're going to fresh comment up here. Our fresh, what do you call it? Community. I don't even know what to call this exactly. But anyway,
community tab.
Section. Yeah, community tab there. So what would you like to ask the audience?
Should it be gaming related or not?
I would, well, as you can see, the one we asked earlier today, I had Katie on today, and we asked what we're going to do for Halloween. So
yeah,
it's nothing to do with gaming. So it can be seasonal, it can be gaming, it could be anything. I mean, it's whatever's on your mind. I as long as it doesn't violate the YouTube policy, I'm good with it.
Of course, yeah. Well, I the only thing that came to my mind is like, do you prefer Halloween? Like, what season of the year is your favorite? Is it Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, your birthday?
Okay. What is your favorite?
What else is there? Yeah.
What is your favorite
time of the year or something?
Okay. And watch my spelling, please. I am very notorious for leaving words out of my sentences. So when I was teaching, I would hand out my tests, and my students would say, "Hey, there's a word missing in this question," and I'd look at it and say, "No, there isn't." And they said, "Yeah." I actually had one of my students say to me one time, "Yeah, because you know what word is supposed to be there, your mind is just not seeing it." So I had to read it like 2 or 3 times. Oh yeah, I see what word is missing. So I had to write it up on the chalkboard as to what was actually missing there. So, what is your favorite? How would you phrase that? Favorite
holiday?
If you're going to include
even
birthday, birthday's not really a holiday.
Yeah, neither is Halloween.
It's true.
Favorite time of the year?
What time of the year? Yeah, that'll work. Favorite time of the year. Okay, cool. And then so Halloween should be first, I guess, since it's. Do you think so? Because how about that? Halloween first?
Sure, yeah, seeing as it's basically tomorrow.
Yeah, Halloween. Birthday?
Yeah, I would put Christmas after.
Christmas? Okay, Christmas. Okay.
And then what else? What other ones is the Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Even though Thanksgiving and Christmas is basically the same thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Except it's not really celebrated the United States is the only place that really celebrates it. I think Canada has their own Thanksgiving too. So, and
Puerto Rico celebrates it because of the U.S.
Right, but that's part of the United States.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So the last one of the questions we asked was about Halloween, or not I forget which one it was. It might have been the last one. We got a very interesting response because I don't think the vast majority of the world celebrates Halloween, so they couldn't answer the question. So
Yeah.
What did you want to put next? Your birthday?
Your birthday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because some people take their birthday very serious, as if it was a holiday, you know?
I don't. Do you? I don't. In fact,
I
usually just think,
mean, I do know people that, you know, they're like, oh, I have to do a party for my birthday. Otherwise, you know, it's not good enough.
I know. How about we leave the last one for them? They'll say your choice.
Sure. Yeah. So I feel the rest, well, there's also New Year's, but that's just like a day and that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all like just a day, but it's not like a season, like, oh, New Year's season.
And New Year's is often lumped together with Christmas anyway. They call it the
Yeah.
holiday. So
Yeah.
So okay.
My favorite one is Christmas.
Okay. So
Yes.
you're not one of the, is your birthday one of the, are you one of those people that celebrate your birthday in that special way that you mentioned?
No, depends. Some years I'm more enthusiastic than others. For instance, this year I didn't really do much. I just kind of went to a museum. But I prefer for my birthday to kind of just like, you know, have people do things for me. like I don't like I people ask me what do I want for my birthday. I want a responsibility free day.
Responsibility
Or something. Yeah, like just not having to deal with my life on my birthday, you know, like not having to cook, not having to deal with like all the things that I have to deal with and stuff like that, and just having other people take care of it for me.
I used to work at a place where I don't remember which company it was, but I do remember that they would actually give the person the day off on their birthday. So
yeah, I think that's smart, and I feel like if I had a company, I would do something like that. But I mean, if you have a lot of employees, then that would mean that at least every month there's going to be, you know, a lot of employees with days off.
Mm-hmm. I will say when the last job I had, because technically I haven't had a job per se for 10 years because I've been running my own business. So
Nice.
when I worked at a radio company, it was Clear Channel. I remember one of the people there we were talking about birthdays, and they said, "When's your birthday?" And I'm always kind of secretive. I just don't really care. I don't say it. But it was coincidentally my birthday happened to be within the next few days after she asked that. So she was able to ask one of the management what my birthday was. So I came in on my birthday and they had a little surprise for me that day. So, and it was kind of funny. I wasn't expecting it, but she was really nice. She was a nice person. But normally I'm the kind of person that like, what do people say, when's your birthday? I said, I just don't really feel like saying. It's just not a big deal. For me, it's like, it's just another day of the week. I just don't want people to make a big fuss out of it. So, but
yeah, I guess everybody's different. I feel like, I don't know if this is a pessimistic way to look at it, but I feel like every birthday is just a year closer to death. So I do feel like to me, it's important to at least acknowledge it for me. Like if I guess the people around me treat it like any other day, then in that case, I'll be like, okay, what's going on? But you know, at the same time, I don't feel like, oh, I have to make this giant celebration or like this even a huge deal. Like, you know, at least, you know, take me out to eat or something, and I'll be happy.
When I was a kid, I used to celebrate birthdays. That was
same.
That was a big deal for me. I had to go and celebrate birthdays with my friends. I remember one time we went to McDonald's because it was, for some reason, McDonald's was the big place to go for your birthday for some reason. So we all and but as I got older, it's like, it's no big deal. But
I mean, I'm starting to feel that, I guess now, because, you know, I feel like all the interesting birthday numbers are behind me. The next one, I guess, is like 30 or something, you know, dirty 30 or whatever they call it. But, you know, like I guess when you're growing up, it's funner because, you know, to get older, and then, you know, you get into your teens and it's like, oh, You know, when you turn 13, you become a teenager. And then when you turn 18, you become an adult. And then you turn 21, and, you know, most people are like, I can drink now. But then after 21, it's like 23 is kind of boring. Like, what's so special about 23,
Yeah.
24, 27? Like, it's just like, it's not as exciting, I guess. But I still, you know, it's like, wow, I made it another year. That's worth celebrating.
And when you get to 23 and you think back and you go, when you were 13, you're like, wow, if people at 23 are old. And then you realize, oh, I'm 23 now. And you're like, oh, I'm not old at all.
I know. I still feel like I'm somewhat 13.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not. It's like, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I don't feel old. I mean, I'm not old, but I'm definitely older than 13.
Right. My dad says the same thing. My dad's 76 years old, and he says he doesn't feel old. So, but he's 76, so he's up
Yeah,
there.
my dad is in his 50s, and he says I mean, and I believe him, he feels like he's still 25
It sounds
because
like my
he's
dad.
very spontaneous and adventurous, sometimes a little more than me. And it's almost like he never really grew up, but I kind of admire that, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just looking at the comments. Greetings from Brazil, from OD, asking me where I'm from. USA. Yes, I'm from the USA. Yes. So, and oh, by the way, I just want to comment about one of the things you said. 21 is when you get to drink. Technically, when I was 18, it was still legal to drink when you were 18. So I
Wow.
was.
I mean, in Puerto Rico, you can drink at 18. That's a
Oh, really?
US law. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
oh,
kind of
interesting. So
strange. Yeah.
they never enacted it there. Yeah, it's more of it was more of a federal mandate thing. They tried to get all the states to up to 21, but I was I was right at the point when they transferred it over. So after I turned 18, they upped it to 21, but I was still in that little area where you could still get it when you were 18. So I didn't know that
Yeah,
about Puerto
yeah,
Rico.
like the small town nobody noticed or something.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't know that about Puerto Rico. That's interesting. Any other laws are different that would stand out like that from the rest of the
Well,
country?
recently now you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes. It used to be 18. So
Oh,
it's strange. Like, you have to be 18 to drink, but 21 to smoke. I appreciate that law because, you know, I think it's, I guess, healthier for people. Um, and,
wow.
you know, more difficult for young people to get a hold of cigarettes, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of weird. But
Oh,
other laws, I mean, cannabis is fully legal here.
okay. Well, that's becoming legal in most of the country as well. So yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
commonplace. So
but like, it's crazy. Like, it's almost like overnight, there's a dispensary in every single corner.
oh,
And
really?
it's not like, yeah, like getting your license, it's really not you just go to a doctor and you tell them, oh, I'm anxious, and they'll give you the license, and that's it.
I have a cousin that is always smoking pot. Even when it was illegal, he was always smoking pot.
Yeah,
And the funny part is, like, I never smoke pot. I don't take drugs, or I don't smoke or anything. So, but I always thought
yeah,
if you smoke pot, it was supposed to calm you down. But in his
yeah.
case, it made him hyper. He was like always hyperactive all the time. So it did the exact
I think
opposite for me.
yeah, it depends on the strain. I mean, I'm not a know-it-all about these things. I'm speaking from like what people tell me and what I've seen in my friends, but yeah, it depends on like the different strains cause a different reaction. There's strains that are purely to like knock you out and go to sleep, and there's strains that literally make you hyper.
Hmm. Okay, then maybe that's what he's doing. I didn't realize that. The only thing
Yeah,
that concerned me was, in Virginia, they have what's called civil asset forfeiture, and if they catch you with certain things in your car, like you're pulled over, they can seize your car and take it away from you. You'll never get it back. So at
wow.
the time, if he had a pipe with marijuana in it, I was afraid they might take my car away because it would be my car and he was in my car. So, but
Oh, wow.
that's the only thing I was concerned. Otherwise, it doesn't really bother me. It's just I think the laws about making it illegal. I'm up in the air on that. I don't think that people should be able to do what they want as long as they're not hurting anyone else. It's not a big deal
Yeah,
to me.
same. it doesn't hurt me in the end, so why should I be upset?
Yeah. So,
But I also see I also see, the benefits that it's had, on people. I feel like it could have been so helpful if they did this earlier, but at least better late than never. So yeah, hopefully we'll have less anxiety in society. Oh, that rhymed.
it was nice, and you didn't even plan that. The marijuana was only made illegal like 90 years ago, so it wasn't like it was.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, during the 1800s, early 1900s, people could smoke it all they wanted to. So it was more of a recent thing, relatively speaking, of course. So
yeah, I mean, it became legal here. I mean, I went into college in 2016, and I remember that kids were still buying it on the street, like from dealers. And now, like, all of a sudden, in like in between 2018 and 19, it's just like completely legal. Dispensaries everywhere. Everybody has a license now. It's crazy. Also the mentality has changed overnight. Like, I've seen family members who used to be like, oh yeah, that's a drug, and now they're all for like, oh, that's medicinal. Haven't you heard?
oh really? Oh wow, that's really funny. Wow.
I guess when the government makes it legal, everybody changes their mind.
Some people, I do know that I worked for a very conservative radio outlet that did conservative, like mostly Republican type shows, and there were a couple of people there that smoked pot, and they would bring it into the studio and everything. So this was back when it was completely illegal. So those are the kind of people you would think would never have pot, but they did. So
that's funny. Yeah. Unpredictable.
OD, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but OD says my favorite part of the year is definitely Christmas. So you have a fan there, as far as, or I should say, someone who supports your favorite day of the year, I guess you could say. So
Christmas is, I feel like it. I don't know. It's so amazing. I love it so much. I love it more than my birthday.
Wow, really? Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, because my birthday's just kind of like, hey, it's my birthday. But Christmas is like an entire like season, like 2 whole months of jolliness. I love it.
That's interesting. I used to date a woman from the Philippines, and she told me Christmas started. I didn't go to she was in in this part of, I know Philippines is part of the United States, like a territory like Puerto Rico, but
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she told me that when they started celebrating Christmas in September. And they basically, from September to the end of the year, there's Christmas music, Christmas ornaments, trees all over the place. So, and
wow, I mean, they're smart.
She was actually surprised, like the differences between like the Philippines and the United States. Like, I told her I had cats. I have 2 cats, and
nice.
She was surprised that I actually let my cats into the house. She said they never let cats into the house in the Philippines. It's like they're outdoor cats, pets.
Probably because they must be like stray cats or something, or is it part of their beliefs?
I don't know. I think it's just a thing where they just, even if they're pets, they don't let them in the house. It's just a thing. So if she was really surprised, I was like, that I did that. And she even drew she was really funny because she even drew a picture of one of my cats.
I can't hear you very well.
What's that? What was that part? I didn't hear the last.
I can't hear you very well.
Sorry. Can you hear me now? How about now? Am I?
Oh, I think it's fixed now. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I think it was probably my Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah,
I need to get that cable.
She even drew a picture of one of my cats, even though she never saw it, because she was so interested in the fact that I had 2 cats that I had in my house. So it was just one of those interesting things. Nice. OD also added Christmas. I assume he's referring to Christmas. He says it has such a great mood. That's something that I've always found interesting. My dad and I always find interesting. How come during the rest of the year people can be so nasty and mean, but during Christmas time they're friendly, and then once Christmas is over, they go back to being mean and nasty again? Not everybody, but there are just these certain groups of people that are like that. And it can get kind of annoying. You're like looking at somebody, they think they'll be hey, how you doing? And they'll be, they'll be, they won't give you the time of day, but because it's Christmas, oh yeah, happy holidays and all this. But during the rest of the year, it's like the exact opposite, just mean and nasty. So
Yeah, to me, I just feel like Christmas is escape from some level of reality. Um, I mean, not that reality. I mean, well, we do live in a complex reality right now, but I just feel like it's just everything just kind of brightens up, with the decorations. I wish it would get colder here in Puerto Rico, but unfortunately, it's a tropical island, so Christmas, if it wasn't for the decorations, it wouldn't be very jolly. Um, I've never spent a full Christmas in like a cold place. The closest I ever got was in Miami, but again, Miami is hot weather, so Christmas only felt like Christmas to a certain extent. Um, but yeah, I would love to spend Christmas like in places like New York or places just in general that I guess snow and stuff like that. Maybe one day.
the I can tell that you probably have never spent a winter with the snow. I'm assuming. Have you ever? The reason I ask is because a lot of people where I live hate the snow, and they would give anything to be
Yeah.
warm all year long. I don't. I like the snow. Personally, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing for me. But I can tell you, a lot of people where I live, they are so scared when it starts snowing. They won't even step out of their house because they're afraid to drive.
Yeah.
They rush to the supermarket and buy all the like as much food as they so if there's a big snowstorm coming, the whole supermarket will be empty of certain foods like bread, milk, and toilet paper. They just buy it all up. So
Yeah.
um, have you ever experienced a cold winter of any kind, or have you experienced snow? I don't even know.
I mean, I have been to New York a couple times during winter, but early winter, when it's still like 40. Hold on. Hold on. Um, can I mute this for a second?
Sure. Go ahead. There's a little thing on the top there. And we'll be just back in a second here.
I'm sorry, I got interrupted there because this show was kind of last minute, so I didn't let anybody know in the house.
Oh.
But yeah, I spent like early December or late December in New York, like maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't exactly remember. Maybe twice. No, it was actually twice. And it was really cool, like seeing the city with all the decorations and the cold. But I've never seen snow. Snow doesn't seem to like me because every time that I leave, it starts to snow. And I mean, I have seen snow when I was like a couple months old, because I was born in Boston, but I don't
You were born
remember.
in Boston? Oh, really? Oh my goodness! I didn't know you were born in New England. That's
Yeah.
interesting. You
Yeah,
definitely
but
did
I
not know.
moved here really, really early. I didn't even spend a year in Boston. So I guess you could say I am an American citizen, but so is everybody else in Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico is a territory, so everybody's an American citizen here.
Right.
But if Puerto Rico were to become independent and, the people who were born here wouldn't be, I guess, American citizens anymore. So in a way, if Puerto Rico becomes independent, I would have to be here on a visa.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's quite interesting. Interesting. But you do
Yeah.
know that if you're from Boston, you should say it like the people from there. It's Baston. It'll be from
Baston. I don't know.
Baston.
From Baston. I don't know if I
Baston.
said it right.
Yeah. It's the joke. People in New England have their own unique accent, so I'm just teasing the people, the way they talk and everything. So
I know. I
the
know.
the the first time I ever went to New England, I went to my best friend, the one who was in that video. He was in the army. He was stationed in Boston, just outside of Boston, and I had
Nice.
never heard anyone speak up there. And I was so astounded at how their accent, it was just so radically different from any other part of the country. So
Yeah.
Bath,
I don't know. I've never been after I left. So, but
the
I definitely would like to go back. And The thing is, nobody from my family is from Boston. My parents were just there because they went to college there.
Ah, I see.
You know,
So,
but they're both from Puerto Rico, so it's just like as soon as they were done in Boston, you know, they were like, okay, bye Boston.
I see. So you that's interesting. And because your parents they're from Puerto Rico, so they're American
Yeah.
citizens as well, but they were born in Puerto Rico, not the rest of the country, I guess you're saying, or
Well,
not
my
in the
dad
United.
is from here fully. My mom, I think, was all she. No, I don't think I know. She was also born in the U.S., but it was
Okay.
the same situation as me. Like she moved back here very young, and so I guess we're raised in Puerto Rico, not born, but raised in Puerto Rico.
Okay. Well, I've always been interested about Puerto Rico because I've always been fascinated by the fact that there's actually a territory that is not governed the same way as the rest of the country.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but Washington D.C. is also considered like a territory of of the United States. Not exactly the
yeah,
same. It's not, but they don't have a fair representation in the government and all that stuff as well. And they keep on trying to
yeah,
apply for statehood. So
yeah. I didn't know that up until recently. I don't know if you were the one who told me.
I might have been, yeah, I might be repeating myself on that one, but yeah. So DC, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, and Guam. Is Guam also another? I think it was.
I have
I'm
no
not sure.
idea.
So, but
I
yeah,
don't know if
that's.
the Virgin Islands too.
I'm not sure about the Virgin Islands. That's a good question. I don't know.
They're these set of islands. They're literally right next to us.
Yeah, well,
I
I know what
think.
they are. I didn't know if they were actually part of the United States or not. So that's a good question, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Before I go too far, I'm going to go ahead and post this question so we can actually get results on this.
yeah,
So there we go. So I can
yeah. I
come back.
also got to get going now.
Okay.
But this has been really cool. Hopefully next time it will be we'll have more time to kind of take our time with it with a conversation.
Yes, for sure. And I appreciate you coming on. And I really do enjoy the company of having you on there. And everything is always pretty fun when you're on. So
Thank
I
you.
know.
I mean, these conversations are very interesting as well, and they can feel like they can go anywhere. But yeah, we'll figure out like a more, I guess, niche content for it with time.
Yep. And thank you everybody for participating. You definitely brought in a lot more viewers than the last show. I'm really
It's
impressed. So
interesting because I didn't even promote anything. I don't know if these are subscribers or just maybe your subscribers.
yeah, the
I'm not sure.
something I didn't promote it. I definitely did not promote this one. I used to when I first started doing these, I would actually make little promos. But since I've done this on a regular basis, now I've gotten kind of lazy and I don't promote them that much
Yeah,
anymore. So
I understand.
and so yeah, this is very spontaneous. So
Yeah.
alrighty. Well, thanks for being on, and we'll see, if you have anything else you'd like to add before we go.
Um, no, I just would just say I hope everybody has a really good Saturday. I'm gonna go literally just back to work on my project now because I have a deadline in a couple days. So yeah, wish me luck, but I also wish you luck in whatever you're up to.
Okay. Just for the sake of it, we did get one more question for you. It says, Lau, if some Congo members who played joined in, it was some Congo members who joined.
I
Oh,
honestly have no idea.
yeah.
I,
So,
I, I don't. I'm sorry, I can't answer because I don't know. I'm
okay.
not sure what it means.
I'm not sure what it means either. So, all right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Okay, bye.